I overheard my son-in-law whisper two words that turned my blood to ice. "It's handled." Then I drove his own father to the scene of the crime. My name is Elias. I'm a retired history teacher. And until that Tuesday morning, my life was a quiet loop of books and coffee. The doctor called at 8:30. My annual checkup was rescheduled. A minor inconvenience, or so I thought. I drove my old sedan back toward my neighborhood, the morning sun fighting through a damp Seattle mist. I pulled onto my street, but instead of turning into my driveway, I saw a familiar car parked there. Leo's silver Audi, my son-in-law. My daughter Clara's husband. He never visited on weekdays. A thread of unease pulled tight in my chest. I parked a house down and approached my own home like a stranger. The living room window was cracked open. His voice, low and urgent, slithered out. "Don't worry. The job is finished. The old wagon won't survive the mountain pass." I stopped breathing. "The insurance will clear our debts. We'll be at the reading of the will by Friday." My heart wasn't pounding. It was seizing. But decades of grading panic students' essays taught me one thing: freeze the emotion, analyze the facts. My hand, steady despite everything, found my phone. I tapped the record button and held it toward the sound. His voice continued, a cruel blueprint. "Yes, Mother, I'm sure. The line is severed. When he takes that curve near the overlook tomorrow, it'll be a tragedy, not a murder." He was talking to his own mother. They designed my end together. I didn't make a sound. I retreated, step by silent step, back to my car. I drove 5 blocks before I pulled over, my hands finally trembling on the wheel. The recording was in my phone. A confession. But it was just sound. I needed proof you could see, proof you could touch. I needed to know if my car was already a death trap. I scrolled to a contact I trusted more than family, Arno. He'd repaired every creak and groan of my vehicles for 20 years. "Arno," I said when he answered, my voice thin. "I need you now. I think my car has been tampered with." He heard the tremor. He was there in 12 minutes. I watched him slide under the chassis with his inspection light. The silence was agony. When he emerged, his face was ash-gray. "Elias." He showed me the screen of his diagnostic tablet. There, in stark clarity, was the brake line. A clean surgical cut deep enough to fail under pressure. "This is no accident," Arno whispered, his eyes wide. "Someone wants you dead." I knew who, but why? The why was a story that began months ago. A story of my daughter fading before my eyes. Clara had become a ghost of herself. The lively artist was gone, replaced by a nervous, thin woman who jumped at her own shadow. Leo was always there, a smiling barrier. "She's just tired, Elias. She's under a lot of pressure." I saw the signs, but I dismissed them. A father's hope is a powerful blindfold. But finally, I hired someone to remove it. A discreet investigator named Mara. What she found in public records and digital trails was a horror. Story written in dollar signs in search bars. Leo had been secretly jobless for half a year. Their debts were a crushing mountain. And his internet history. How to ensure a car accident is fatal. Life insurance payout timelines for accidental death. The searches led to text messages with a woman named Simone. "After the old man's policy pays out, we start over in Belize. Clara will be too broken to follow." It was a 2-part betrayal. Eliminate me, abandon her. The motive was a $800,000 insurance policy made out to Clara. I acted quietly. I changed the policy that week. The money would go into a locked trust, inaccessible to anyone but her, paid out over years. Leo would never know. I thought I had time to gather more proof. I was wrong. The proof was now under my car, documented by Arno's shaking hands. "What now?" Arno asked, backing up the video of the damaged brake line. "Now we get a second angle," I said. My neighbor, Mrs. Finch, was a bird watcher with a camera system that captured every squirrel and delivery person on our block. I went to her door. She took one look at my face and let me in. Her footage from the previous afternoon was crystal clear. It showed Leo, alone, pulling my car into the driveway. It showed him taking a small toolkit from his trunk. It showed him glancing around, then disappearing beneath my vehicle for 19 precise minutes. Mrs. Finch put a hand over her mouth. "Oh, Elias." She copied the files without another word. I had the confession, the forensic evidence, and the visual proof. But I wanted them to sweat. I wanted the architect of this to see her blueprint crumble. I called a tow truck. While we waited, I wrote a note on a crisp piece of paper. "For Celeste, Leo's mother. A gift from your son. He altered the brakes to kill me. I thought you should see his handiwork up close. The police have all the evidence, including your cheerful planning call this morning." "Elias," I handed it to the driver. "Take my car to this address. Give this note to the woman who answers." An hour later, the driver texted me a video. An elegant woman in a doorway, reading my note, her face collapsing from confusion into sheer, unadulterated panic. She slammed the door. The trap was sprung. It was time. I called Detective Chun. "My name is Elias Red. I am reporting a conspiracy to commit murder by my son-in-law and his mother. I have audio, video, and documentary evidence." Her voice was immediate, professional. "Come to the station now." But before I went to the police, I needed to go home. I needed to look him in the eye. Detective Chun agreed to a plan. Officers would be outside. At 2 p.m., I walked into my own house. Leo was on my couch, scrolling through his phone. He looked up, and for a fraction of a second I saw it, not concern but shocked calculation. "Elias, your appointment." "Cancelled," I said, my voice calm. I sat across from him. "Leo, why did you cut the brake line on my car yesterday?" The color vanished from his face. "What? That's insane." I played the recording. His own voice, discussing my funeral, filled the room. He stood up, a vase rattling on the table. You recorded me? You old snoop." The mask was off, replaced by snarling rage. "You've ruined everything. That money was ours." That was the signal. The front door opened. Detective Chun and 2 officers entered. "Leo Walsh, you are under arrest for attempted first-degree murder." He stumbled back, babbling. "It was her, my mother. She said he was a burden. She planned it." As they cuffed him, the front door opened again. Clara stood there, brought by a kind-faced officer. She heard her husband's frantic, ugly confession spilling out. The look on her face, the dawning, devastating comprehension, will haunt me forever. "You were going to kill my dad. And then leave me?" she whispered. They led Leo away. Detective Chun made another call. "Execute the warrant for Celeste Walsh, conspiracy to commit murder." It was over. The legal machinery turned. They both remain in custody, facing decades. The evidence was, as the prosecutor said, devastatingly complete. The most dangerous lies are the ones told by the people who are supposed to love you. In the weeks that followed, Clara moved in with me. The weight she lost was fear. She's slowly gaining it back as peace. We talk now, really talk. She's seeing a counselor. She started painting again. Last week, she sold a piece at a local gallery. The light is coming back into her eyes. My car is repaired. Arno checked it twice. Life is stitching itself back together, different, stronger at the seams. I spent my life teaching about pivotal moments in history. I never imagined I'd have to engineer one in my own living room to survive. Sometimes, protecting your family means becoming a student of their darkest secrets. That canceled appointment wasn't luck. It was a chance to listen when the universe whispered a warning. If this story means anything, let it be this. Trust the chill down your spine. Investigate the changes you can't explain. Love should never demand your silence in the face of evil. Document everything. Move with patience. And remember, age brings a clarity that panic cannot cloud. I use mine to save my daughter's life. And my own. If you've ever had a gut feeling that something was terribly wrong, I'd like to know. Where are you watching from today? Leave a comment and let me know. It helps me feel connected to this community. If this story resonated with you, please support Winds of Thought by liking this video. It truly helps us grow before we part ways. A quick note, This narrative includes crafted details for storytelling and educational impact. The core truth of vigilance and protection, however, is absolute. Thank you for listening.